Dear Diary, this whole town smells like Every morning I watch the sunrise and I weep as the smell of the poop lake wafts into my face. But this morning while crying, I had an idea. So, I threw a piece of corn into the lake as I made a secret wish. All my life I've only wished for one thing, for a little blue bird to command me to perform his will without question. Maybe now the spirit of the lake would finally grant me just this one thing. Maybe. Just maybe. Hmm.
Hey, you stupid idiot!
What? Who are you?
I'm Francois, your new master.
Wow, my wish came true. What can I do for you, Francois?
Burn this motherfucker to the ground.
Doink Diary, Episode 6. My house resembles a home, if I'm squinting. I keep thinking about fire, but not the loud kind that roars. The quiet kind that listens. The kind that doesn't ask about color palettes or texturing. The kind that doesn't ask if my builds are asymmetrical, but whether or not they deserve to stay. I tell myself they're just blocks, but they just keep staring at me, like they remember things I chose to forget. A double chest full of distant memories waiting to be sorted. If I burn it down, I can't hide in it anymore. And if I can't hide in it anymore, I'll be forced to move forward. Forward. Yes. Always forward. Well, that was crazy. Yeah, I burned the house down because this bird told me to do that. And he did it because he wanted me to build a poop refinery, which is going to be our super smelter. Now, there's going to be some redstone involved in this. I'm going to make it look cool. And there we go. You didn't need to see that. It's your typical standard array of furnaces. I'm doing a 64 furnace array. And if you've never built a super smelter before, it's important that you evenly distribute the fuel and smeltable resources. Look at that tower. It's beautiful. So we're going to do some redstone to try and figure out how we can get that done. So this is called a minecart hopper loader, and this design is Exazuma Voids. And basically what it does is it uses comparators compared to another storage block, like a hopper. You see I have a hopper there with a certain amount of items in it, so it will only launch after it is at least one stack in each of these hopper minecarts. And basically, what a minecart loader does is ensure that your super smelter will always have enough items in the minecart to have all the furnaces working at the same time so that the fuel distribution is equal and it's just performing at max efficiency. And I actually did make a fuel minecart hopper loader on the front too, but I took it out because I want to take this out and put it in the back under the mountain because it's just too cluttered here. I'm not going to get the build I want from this if it's here. Another thing I really wanted with this smelter is to look really cool when it's operating. So basically, I'm going to have lava bucket dispensers that will trigger when the minecart hopper goes along the top of the furnaces, and it will send out streams of lava from this big kind of forge looking thing into another forge looking area, I guess. I want there to be lava coming out, kind of like Lord of the Rings, where they're pouring like the molten steel into the forms to make the urukai swords, kind of like that. I want lava coming down, being poured into these casts almost to be used by the smithies in the villager. So this is the contraption I came up with to make that happen. Let me just show you an example of what I mean here. So let's say the minecart unloads. Let's go to free cam. And you see it run down the line. And you see the lava coming out from these pipes. And all the furnaces are in behind the copper bars there. And they're going to light up too. I didn't put anything to smelt in there, actually. I just sent the minecart. But as we come out, you see what I'm talking about. You put the lava in these kind of lava pool areas, and you can come out here and work and smelt your tools and I don't know, kind of forgy, kind of cool. I might take it out one more to make it a little bit longer here. See how that looks. Boom. It looks a little better. I might do a little bit work on this as we get along, but I'm kind of just free balling here. I'm raw dogging this super smelter right now. I just got some ideas and I'm trying to make it work. I am loving how it looks. So I put some magma blocks in there with campfires underneath it to kind of look like smoldering lava when there actually isn't any lava in there. And we will be putting a building around this. I'm working from the inside out, ethos style here, just to make sure all the redstone fits. But first, here's the underbelly. I'm going to make a little access pathway down here to get all these hoppers. Because as I was building this, if you ever build a super smelter, you are just filling your stuff with crap as you build. So this is kind of what I got so far. You know, you have your forge area here. The lava will come down when you put stuff into the super smelter. All these furnaces kind of light up. And if you're wondering about fuel sources, I am going to make some really cool fuel source farms, but for the meantime, I might just use a duper. I might just put a carpet duper in the back and just let it run wild so I can use it while I do some other projects. I've got a lot of other projects on the server right now I'm trying to get to, and if I can just dupe this to get people using it that need it, so be it, man. We'll test it out in a little bit after we build the duper, but let me show you some projects I've been working on. So last episode, we left off with building the wall to keep the piss boys out. And if you don't know who the piss boys are, go watch the last episode. They've been out here terrorizing my poop lake. And what is this? And they've been leaving their mark around my base to let us know they have not forgotten us. So take this down. And I actually saw another one right in the front, right in the gate, trying to get right into the city here, right into the city of Buttchug. We got a giant P for the Piss Boys, and that is just disrespectful. And I know exactly who did it, and I know exactly what they're about, and I know exactly what they want from me, and I'm not okay with it. And there will be retribution. But you know, we built this wall to keep them out, and I think it looks pretty good. However, there is something missing. I don't really know what it is. Maybe some color. I don't know. I love how it looks, but it kind of looks a little bit boring. I might want to put a roof on it or something to make it a little bigger, a little more grand. But you can see, I mean, this was a lot of dripstone and materials here. The top kind of looks terrible. I haven't finished the corners yet. Definitely going to put a tower on the corners. I tried to vary it and a gate here. I tried to vary it as much as I could. We can come out and look. It looks okay. We'll make some adjustments to really make it look pretty good. And oh, I was gonna show you my gate, and the piss boys have been here too. At this point, it's just getting disrespectful. This is just they are vandalizing. But this is the gate, and I'm gonna do a lot of work out here. I really want this area to be big and cool. And right now, it's looking cool. At least we have the wall defined for the town. But this is a tentative mock-up of the gate, and I think it looks pretty good. It looks pretty butt chuggy, kind of on par with the theme of the town. We've got a big double door here, some tough walls for the gate itself. You can see it kind of looks like wrought iron, some copper bars on the inside, which I'm going to honeycomb later. But as you come through and looking from this side, you see the same thing. I'm not very creative, but I think this is a pretty good build, and I do really want to make this whole wall functional, that you can walk along it and feel like it's a part of the town instead of delineating the town from something else. But one thing's for certain, I do tear down my builds a lot and rebuild them when I have a better idea. But for now, this will do, and that's just how I enjoy doing it. I build and tear down stuff all the time. People say don't tear down your builds. I do. I do it a lot. It's fun for me. Another project I've been working on is my storage room in the chaotic area that is the Oasis, where we have all sorts of random builds here. This was kind of the starting area where everyone sort of got together and branched out from here. So there's a lot of weird stuff here. The storage room. Look at this. Everything's automated. Everything's run by copper golems. I haven't quite finished the interior yet. I'm going to make some cool redstone stuff with benches coming out of the walls. But here's I'm going to make a little secret passageway here to access it. But this is all copper golems. All copper golems. I didn't follow a design. I kind of was just winging it. Operating. Max speed. We love it. We love to see it. And it turns a corner. It's really cramped back here, but you can kind of see how it works. The bamboo is so the copper golems don't hit each other. You can't entity cram in bamboo. So the scaffolding, I should say. You can entity cram in bamboo, but the scaffolding you can't. But I have little dropper clocks that just will constantly feed the items through per layer. There's 3 layers. And at the end, everything's all sorted. So we have my spruce craftables. I got flowers. It's organized. I'm not going to show you every single sign, but my honey stuff, basalt, my mangrove roots, my prismarine stuff, all that good stuff. You just put it in this chest and everything will automatically sort. We can sort some stuff right now if we really want. Boom, there you go. And if something gets missed, if I don't have a slot for something, or I can tell if something's wrong with the sorting system by coming to this overflow chest and go, oh, I don't have a placeholder for the copper nuggets. I should go make a placeholder for copper nuggets. So let's do it right now. Let's go to the copper chest, which is a mess, and I see there's no nuggets. So I put the nuggets in and they go here. I could organize this, but I'm not going to. It's already organized enough for me. And then you look in here and go, oh, lightning rod. I could have just done that at the same time as I did the copper nuggets, but look at us go. This is why, see, I have a lightning rod, but it's a wax lightning rod. That's just a regular lightning rod. This is why the copper chest is insane. So anyways, back to the super smelter. I dug out a little cave back here where we're going to put the duper. And I made another hopper minecart loader here. And this is going to be for the fuel. And up here, we're going to put the duper that will funnel carpet into this chest. And then our hopper mine carts will pick it up here and run it down the line. One problem I have is that I don't have very many slime blocks. And I'm going to need 5 for a single duper. So we got to get some slime. And instead of going to try and find slime chunks and kill slimes, I decided to make the new potion of oozing, and I invited my girlfriend to come with to my old cow crusher in the starter base. And let's just say it went about as well as I expected. I've never used one before, so I didn't know that they kind of just appeared everywhere. But she immediately got mobbed by these guys and killed, and I stood helplessly as my girlfriend was murdered by gelatinous cubes. Trying to sleep, it says there's monsters nearby, and then what do you know? There sure enough was. Anyway, I had enough slime blocks now to build a duper, so let's go ahead and do that. Dupers are pretty simple to build. You need what I have in my hotbar here. That's really it. This is the core build of the duper. The most important thing is the dead coral fan on the bottom of the slime cube. And then you put the carpet right up here. Throw a lever right here. And watch it go. Look at that. Carpet everywhere. Why did it stop? Oh, I was lagging. Then what I'm going to do is just kind of surround this with hoppers. This stuff gets everywhere, man. Do hoppers here, and maybe some on this side too. And then I think we're going to surround it in glass. Okay, let's test it out. It's all covered in glass. I don't see any carpet getting out of this. That one was already there, I think. So let's do a quick run around, see what's going on here. Yeah, it should all be just going right into here. You can see it's filling up already. And we might even make an automatic option for the duper to turn on when that chest is empty. And we're going to figure out how to do that pretty quick. But before we do that, I really want to test out the speed of a 64 furnace array and just make sure everything I have got going here is working perfectly. And before we do that, I have to go through all these hoppers and get everything out that fell in there or I put in there. Okay, so we have our first problem here, which is these carts can't return. I have to lower this block one here. So I'll do that quick. Okay, so now this should work. Okay, so the carts are all set up. The lava is coming down. Ooh, I love the way that looked. Look at that. Beautiful. And it's been about 45 seconds. Let's see how many are done here. Why is there full blocks in there? I don't know why it's sending full blocks of netherrack back. Okay, time to go to the maintenance shaft. And I found the culprit. So right here, there's a hopper underneath this deep slate, and when the cart goes over it, the hitbox of the cart must just be enough for the hopper to pull through a full block. So now we just adjust it, move it one back so it doesn't get sucked down underneath this block anymore when the hopper minecart goes over it. And another thing I've noticed is that that amount of carpet was not nearly enough. We have so much netherrack to be burned left, so we might have to make another duper. So I'm just going to let this run for a little bit and fill up our furnaces before we do another test. So I've determined this thing is just not filling fast enough for 2 carts to run it, so we got to redo it a little bit and make at least 2 dupers and see how that works. And what I'm actually going to do is, just so we know it'll never run out, I'm going to make 2 dupers per cart. And they're going to have a designated chest that they're going to go into. Which means I need more slime. Potion of oozing is a great way to update your old farms. Convince you to. Okay, so I have the 4 dupers made. And they are primed and ready to go. And each cart now has their own chest with an additional hopper leading into them. Let's clear that out quick. So it should be fine. So let's put the carts back in. Everything's completely empty. And we'll turn this on and see if it works. Yeah, they're all out of sync. I did a really cool thing here. And by cool, I mean not cool at all, but they work. So the carts are already... Oh, that might help. You know what? I gotta turn this volume down. It's so loud. Blocked? That's it. 8%. That's fine. One issue that I have is the hoppers are picking up the carpet slower than the dupers are making it, so you get all these clogged up hoppers, and it just doesn't pump in to the chests very fast, which is fine. But if I leave this thing running too long, I could get pretty laggy with the entities just sitting there. So I made an off switch, and the off switch is incredibly simple. Since these all need to be unpowered to operate, I just need to send a signal to this block to power this block, and a full chest will emit a redstone signal of 15 from a comparator. So if we just take one out, it should power on. And it'll power on until this chest gets filled up again, which is right about now. And then it stops. So that's going to help us reduce a lot of lag with entities. These will despawn after a few minutes. And as long as I'm not using the furnace, it won't be making any more carpet. So when I'm using the furnace and actually burning up carpet, it's going to switch on. But right now, the whole thing is all primed up, ready to go. Everything's full of carpet. So let's give it one more test run with a full shulker and I'm really curious to see how much time it's going to take. I've noticed another problem. With my redstone line on top, it is not opening this door so the cart can get out. But I'm pretty sure if I put a slab here, this should open up when the minecart comes back through. So let's just see. Okay, easy fix. Just put a slab right there. Okay, so now I have a full shulker of cobblestone, and we are going to test it out and see exactly how long it's going to take. Well, I couldn't be happier with the super duper pooper smelter. It only took about 5 minutes for an entire shulker to get smelted. I have an on demand fueling system with automatic on and off options. I have even distribution of items with my minecart loader systems, and I even have some pretty cool aesthetics of lava coming out of some pipes into the forging area, which I will be building next episode along with the actual factory surrounding this awesome super smelter. I am so thankful for you guys watching. If you guys liked this video, please comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And then next episode, maybe we'll do a little building around the actual furnace. I wanted to get the redstone done first because that is insanely difficult to try and make redstone work in a cramped space. Until next time, you might as well doink it. See you later.